You're actually rooting for clothes when you get right down to it. You know what I mean?
Get that stuff out of here. It's Southwest Bias.
Welcome into Southwest Bias Live and brought to you by our friends at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos, and join us out at Wild Horse Pass tonight for the Cardinals residency, a show, a live Q&A with Johnny and Bo, and then when I begin my dominance in our fantasy football league. And we are live from Studio K, brought to you by our friends at Circle K. Download the Circle K app and become a member of the Inner Circle. We're talking jerseys and helmets and pants and shorts. We got a lot of uniform talk today on the program because, what was that?
Oh, my.
Oh, my. And we're talking in particular about the Cardinals releasing their NFL Rivalry uniforms today. And I got to tell you, I was prepared to completely and utterly hate these. I thought today was going to be an evisceration of the Nikeification of the NFL. And it might be when we talk about the other ones, but here in Arizona, I think they actually got it right. They did not violate my no completely tan uniform rule, like the Serpientes uniforms. So the Cardinals don't look like they're going to be playing in a burlap sack this year. That's a huge win. But I actually really like these because for the first time since 1988, I feel like we have a uniform that actually embodies Arizona rather than just feeling like we inherited a brand that came from St. Louis and Chicago or Chicago, whatever you want. And that excites me as a Valley native to finally feel like my hometown football team is going to be wearing something that represents me and the town that they call home, the state that they call home. Now, I know some people have been a little iffy about the jerseys and how they look because, well, I don't know about the splotches and everything on them, the dusting of sand, if you will. I don't mind it, right? When you look at them, like we can do here, I think that it has a uniqueness to it. And maybe they benefited by the haboob the other day rolling through town. Because when I looked at cars around, in particular my wife's white RAV4, that's what a haboob does to things. It's what a quote-unquote sandstorm will do in the desert. And I like it. It's white with this sand and this different feel, this clay color that they decided to add into it. And there's something about it that's just clean. And that's before you get to these shoulder pads that if you want to scream Arizona, you put the state and the state flag on there. And we have been pounding the table on this program and elsewhere for them to bring the flag back on the shoulders. Give me that 90s look again. And this isn't quite there, but this works as well, given the state of Arizona and the flag. And the back of the helmets include it too, with this nice little pop out of the Arizona state flag. This says and screams Arizona. It says the Valley and the state in a way that no other Cardinals uniform has. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the helmet. I'll give you that. The logo on the helmet bugs me a little bit. I don't know. There's a lot of white space to it. There's something that bothers me, but the color palette is spectacular. They've got sun-baked clay, Southwest sand, which is more of a white. They've got the desert sunset, which is that orange hue that you see in there. Tough red, Arizona copper, sandblast, which is the color, and then a blackish color that they have in there as well.
Is sandblast the color, or is that the name of the pattern?
I assume it's the pattern.
Yeah, because I laughed so hard when I saw that because all of them, the other ones are like sun-baked clay, ore dust, desert sunset, and then like they have like the actual color codes to them on top, and then it's just sandblast.
They got one of the color codes wrong, by the way. I follow
Really?
a color nerd, and he's like, no, it's not that. It's 146C, not
That's
140.
funny.
But those are all colors that are true to the Valley. Right. And then you get into the numbers. And I think these are much better than the white uniforms that the Cardinals roll out, the Ohio State Walmart uniforms that they rock. The colors of these work so well. The numbers have these like points to them, right? Like it feels like a Cardinal talent. It feels like there's some actual edge to it, some grit. You don't get those on the regular numbers, right? And it feels it has a coolness to it on these numbers, which is weird to say because numbers don't usually have a cool factor to it. By the way, in this picture, when you look at it, the color is a little different because it doesn't have the fancy lighting.
That was such a silly choice.
It was because when you put a color hue on it, like they did with the original rollout, it gives a weird tinge to the jersey.
Orange.
But those give you more of a feel to it. Yeah, you've got the orange because that white, that sand color, that Southwest sand is kind of absorbing the orange color. I get what they were going for stylistically, but when you look at the jersey, it is more of that desert sand color, which I like. They really are. The copper touch next to the red, especially on the pants, are fantastic. Copper is such an important color and such an important resource in Arizona that I love it. I was so prepared to hate everything about these uniforms. And Nike, for once, actually came through and did something spectacular. Now, they're only going to wear them once this year against, I believe it's the Rams. And I think that's a disappointment.
Is it Rams or Seattle?
Either way, it's one of their NFC rivals late in September. I believe it's the 25th when they wear them. The only thing that concerns me is that we're not going to get to see them enough. If I were the Cardinals, I might replace my actual white uniform with this and just go with this. Maybe embrace this kind of look,
it's Seattle.
It's Seattle.
Thursday Night Football.
Okay, Seattle, pardon me. Which I love. I love these. I think they're going to look even better on the field, and I got to see a helmet in person.
And thank God it's a primetime game.
Yes. Well, the NFL was smart with these, right? Of course, you're gonna want to highlight these rivalry games and rivalry uniforms. Nice little touch too, Shane. If we can go back to that one shot of the jersey by itself, the nice little touch in the neck of these jerseys. In the neck of them is the star from the flag that you see on the patch actually appears on the inside of the neck, which is a nice touch. But I watched the video. They did a great video. And the guy that really made me think, okay, this is going to be money is when Trey McBride walked out in it all jacked out of the shadows. And I was like, oh, these can look mean too. Like these aren't just nice looking. They can look fierce on a guy. So I am personally really, really excited to see these on the field and be able to get my hands on them. I don't buy a lot of jerseys for myself. I don't buy a lot of team shirts, but I think I'm going to buy this colorway because I really think it's fantastic. And I feel like finally, the Cardinals, for the first time in their history here in Arizona, represent the state. No longer are we a Midwest team that moved here, like all the transplants that came here from Chicago and St. Louis. No, now we are Arizona. And I love that about these uniforms, but maybe that's just my Southwest bias. We welcome in the mustache behind the Mac, who was around for the monologue. It was a duo log today. We welcome in Shane. So you're all in on these, right?
Yeah, these aren't just my favorite rivalry uniforms. These might be my favorite Cardinals uniforms in my top 10 in NFL jerseys in general.
Yeah,
and again, you have to see them because most of the time they look better on the field, but sometimes they look bad. Like I remember when Seattle's action green uniforms came out and everyone was like, these are going to be sick. and then they wore them, and it was like, oh my god,
Yeah, no.
oh my god.
Yeah, just highlighter green out there. I think these will pop because that white and sand and clay on a green field is going to show nice. Now, you never know how they'll look on TV, but I think in person these are going to look really, really good. I know a lot of the knocks were, they just look dirty. Isn't that kind of, first off, isn't that kind of the point? Because sandblasted isn't supposed to look clean.
Yeah.
You've just been out in the desert, the weathered by the elements. Like, I like that about
they're
it.
Great. They are borderline perfect, I think. Like, the inclusion of the flag was they clearly listened to the fans. And I think this jersey might have a Valley effect on this team, like the Valley jerseys, where okay, we're realizing what the fans like, we're realizing what the fans want. I know we just got new uniforms, but maybe the alternate, maybe the tertiary jersey that teams get can become something like this.
Maybe they heard, hey, wait, the white ones look like Ohio State, and maybe they went, oh, we can do something a little bit more unique. I give them credit; they went fully unique. By the way, Ben Garcia, one of the biased in the chat, just says it's no 7 seconds or less orange jersey, but it's all right. Ben, we've talked about it. Your opinion sucks on those.
That's horrible.
You can come on here, or I'll come on your show, and I will tell you why the Home Depot uniforms do not deserve to be considered.
Those are my least favorite era of Suns basketball jerseys, like all of them. I didn't like
awful. The gray paneling.
That era of NBA jerseys was horrible,
especially coming off the 90s, and then you get that weird oval on a Suns uniform.
Yeah, like the Rockets uniforms were awful. Like, ugh.
Yeah, just especially for such a great era of Suns basketball too. 7 seconds or less got the hot trash uniforms. I do love that the Cardinals may be about to start a new era for themselves, and we'll have new threads that maybe can show that off. Not the only uniform news we got today, though. There was other uniform news that dropped, a leak. Well, for everything that the NFL does right and Nike does right in unveiling NFL uniforms, they've been very good. No leaks, none of this stuff that comes out. The Suns and the NBA, and this isn't a knock on the Suns, this is an NBA Nike problem. There's always leaks with these things, weeks and months before they get unveiled. They leaked the shorts today. This is the front look of it. It is a black pair of shorts with the sunburst that's orange outlined with kind of a purple gradient hue to it. The word Suns on the right leg in that pattern that they have, and that you can see Suns from top and bottom, no matter how you're looking at it there. Do we have the other photos of them as well, Shane? We'll take a look at these. You get a better look at the side paneling and everything. I can confirm that these are legit. I can tell you that much. This is not some bad knockoff, kind of just Chinese guess at what they are from the factories. This is the real deal. And I'm a big shorts guy. I usually say they make the uniform, but I think in this case, the jersey is going to have to make that uniform, because I love the shorts, but you're going to have to be very simplistic on the jersey for it to work with those shorts. We'll find out. And we'll see. I have faith in the Suns doing some good branding. I know the fine folks over there that work on that, and they are in good hands over that when it comes to these. The
gradient has to be on the actual jersey too, right?
I assume it's probably just going to be, and I have no inside information on them, Phoenix at an angle with that gradient maybe.
And what are these?
These are the
statement,
the Jordan brand ones. These will replace, what were the ones? The black PHNX ones last year, I believe. So they'll be replacing that, and the orange.
The Utah Jazz jerseys.
Yeah, they'll be replacing.
I like them.
That this year. I like the shorts. We're going to have to see what the jersey looks like. We're talking uniforms today, and we're going to continue that on the other side of the break. It's an Espo's Big Board, and we're going to rank those rivalry jerseys from around the NFL, including the Cardinals. That's right after this on Southwest Bias. I got to tell you about Circle K. I tell you this every time we have Circle K on the program, right? I stop there every morning. I need fuel for my car once a week. I need fuel for my body every single day. And I don't choose coffee. You can get that there, and it's a great deal when you're a member of the Inner Circle. I choose Coke Zero, free ad. And I get 3 20-ounce bottles right now. I get 25 cents off per gallon on my next fill-up. It's that easy. But if you want 25 cents off your next 5 fill-ups per gallon, become a member of the Inner Circle. When you sign up today using the Circle K app, you're going to save 25 cents off per gallon on your next fill-up. Then after that, you're going to get 3 cents off per gallon. Then you hit the ESPO level. Don't call it that because they'll tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. But you're going to hit that level. You can get 5 cents off per gallon. Plus, you're going to get great deals on Polar Pops. 79 cents, no matter what size you get. Frosters, 99 cents. You're going to get that. We need to stay cool in the Valley. Those are great ways to do it. Plus, you can get great deals on food and other things. So join the Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. And I'm talking Gila River Resorts and Casinos. We love that they sponsor this show, that they are the title sponsor. And we also love when they have us out there. And I told you in the open, we're going to be out there tonight. The entire PHNX crew, everybody, producers included. I said, damn it, you're all going to be out there tonight at Wild Horse Pass. This is the PHNX Cardinals residency and our annual fantasy football draft. Do you want to come out and heckle?
Excuse me. You pronounced that wrong. It's the NFC Fantasy Football.
PH. We put the PH in fantasy. We want you out there to join us today. We're going to start at 4:30 for the show, and we're going to go through our draft that starts at 7 p.m. You can hang out all night, great food, unbelievable drinks. If you like to game, they've got over 4,500 slots and gaming tables. You're going to love it out there at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit Play at Gila for more details. It's time for an Espo's Big Board. I sat here and I said, you know what? I love the Cardinals uniforms, but how do they stack up against the rest of the NFL? The AFC East got these uniforms. The rest of the NFC West got them. And I said, where do the Cardinals rank? And I thought, you know what? We got to big board this bad boy. We're at a draft season, so we're not big boarding prospects anymore for any league. We're looking at.
We're never going to do that here.
No,
Come on.
I hate nothing more. The whole point of Espo's Big Board is essentially making fun of the fact that people go 7 rounds deep, try to project these guys, and drafts are a complete and utter crapshoot. Big boards are a complete guess. It's like, you know, when you got the Scantron in school and you just circled in C on everything because you're just guessing and you hoped that statistically it was just going to give you a chance to get enough right. That's what big boards are. It's just a complete shot in the dark, except for Fran Duffy's, our ALLCITY expert. His work.
We don't big board big men here. We big board bagels and such.
Yes, we will get even crazier in our big boards as we go along. But right now, we're going to big board those rivalry jerseys. Shane, do we have the image of all these? We'll go with the full rivalry image first. When you look at it, 8 jerseys, and you've got the 49ers, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots are all there, as well as the Buffalo Bills. You can get a feel for all these. And then do we have the 6 shot of, I don't know why they only did 6. I think it was lazy Photoshop work by the NFL here. They're like, we don't know how to do 8 boxes. We can't stretch this to 4 and 4. But you get a closer look at the 49ers and the Seahawks, the Rams, the Patriots, the Jets, and the Cardinals there. I think a lot of these are weak. I think a lot of them were weak sauce, Shane. I think that Nike, as much as they succeeded with the Cardinals, failed across the board. So let's look at these 8. We're going to rank them. We're going to start 8 through 1 when we look at it. Do we drop the full list? I don't remember if we reveal these one at a time. We drop the full list.
No, we go one at a time.
Oh, we go one at a time. Yeah. So we're going to start with 8.
I have to say real fast.
Yeah.
Have the Niners not had these before?
They've had a slight variation, similar, but we'll get to the 49ers. They don't finish very high
last
on
is
this
the Rams.
list. Last is the Rams. I mean, if you look at this, it's about as lazy as it gets. They went, hey, how about we mash our blue jersey with the color black and we call it LA Knights or something? You know, why don't we do that? They are hot trash. They are like Matthew Stafford's back, broke. All right. They are just not good looking in any way, shape. Hollywood's about glitz and glamour, about stars, about, fun and blockbusters. And they gave you hot and utter trash. As Johnny said, these jerseys are fraudulent. Johnny Venerable, that's one of my favorite words Johnny used. These are fraudulent when it comes to being good jerseys. They're barely even new. They're just a mashup of trash anyways. Let's go to number 7, right? And it is the 49ers, which they're just off. They look like if a box of Rice-A-Roni decided to like make out with, I don't even know. What's a logo that's just as dark as these uniforms? Like, does not scream San Francisco to me at all. Does not scream 49ers. And if you're going to do this, why do you use the SF lockup logo on these helmets? It's awful. Give me if you're going to do it, give me the 49ers font that matches the freaking numbers.
I've also just never liked their red is too dark to have black to be on a black jersey.
Yeah,
like just go full copper.
Yeah, like it's awful. I mean, if the freaking Rams hadn't completely crapped the bed, this would have been number 8 on the list easily. Just not good. Number 6, the Jets. The Jets are just again. It feels like such a lazy uniform. It's like this dark green and black, but you can't really tell the difference between this Gotham green and the black they have on the uniforms. They tried to do this thing that looks like a manhole cover with the top of their Jets logo that looks like a jet, but it really just looks like a minimalistic dolphin on it, which is really weird when one of your rivals is the Dolphin. I get what they were doing with the manhole cover, but you're freaking Gotham City. You know how many cool things you could do? You're freaking Jets. Like, how many cool things could you do? And Nike churned out whatever the hell this thing is. It is boring in all sorts of ways. It's just lazy. And again,
I think I disagree with you on these.
You really?
Yeah.
I hate these things.
I like. I mean, they have a similar one, but I'm a fan. Like, I think these are fun. They're sleek, and they're going to look really, really good on prime time. Like, really good.
I don't know. I don't know that they're going to pop against the green field. I don't know. I mean, it's the Jets. So what
their other black uniforms looked really good on prime time.
But they have green on those. There's there's a bright green on those, isn't there? No,
it was pretty dark.
All right. Well, I'm underwhelmed by it. Next on the list, it's the Walmart Oregon Ducks. It's the Sea Chickens. Like, literally, I think this was an old Oregon pattern that they used that they just recycled and said, hey, let's tweak that green. We'll make it look like the Seahawks, and we'll go with that. So underwhelmed by this. So uncreative. Just, Shane, you have a propensity to like the Seahawks in some way, shape, or form. How do these rank for you? Because
they're underwhelming. I think your list is good. Just I would flip the Jets and the Seahawks.
Okay, like to me, Nike has done this. This is very much a retread. I don't understand what that pattern on the shoulders has to do with the. Are they supposed to look like wings, like they've done with the Ducks?
No, they're supposed to be like sound waves. Like they're supposed to be noise. Yeah.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's better than retreading completely.
It's supposed to look like the 12 making noise. All right. Thanks, Nike. Number 4 on the list, the Buffalo Bills. They're minimalistic, glacier. We got caught in a snowstorm. Look, it's clean, it's tough to not be clean when you go white with a touch of blue and gray, right? It's clean. I don't know that I like the bill in gray, but I get what they're trying to go for here. I will give them a golf clap. I think they're more passable than exciting for it. 3. This is what I like to call a knockoff of something we've seen in the Valley. Slight different colors, but this looks like the Miami Rattlers. They went very similar. The black jerseys, the teal numbers.
I don't think Nike's ripping off the Miami Rattlers.
I don't know. I'm not saying they're ripping it off. I'm just saying this to me, as somebody in Arizona, I look at it and I go, oh, that feels like a knockoff Rattlers jersey.
We need to bring back an Arizona Rattlers jersey in some way, shape, or form on like one of the professional teams.
I told you that they almost stole that brand for the Diamondbacks. Like that, they were on the verge of saying, nope, we're going to rename the arena team. We're taking the color scheme and name for the Diamondbacks. The Rattlers still exist. Their jerseys just suck.
Yeah,
now.
I know.
But I got the real deal in my closet. I'll bring that out for the show at some point. Number 2 on this list is the New England Patriots. Look, their video was cool too. They were out in a fisherman's boat on the ocean with a storm coming in. They're sleek. They're dark blue like they have. They've got the gray. I think it's a clean look. I think it's a classy look. I feel like it represents New England in a way. It does give off a slight Colts vibe, just slightly. And I still hate the flying Elvis Patriots head. I feel like it should be the other logo, the throwback logo, but I will give this number 2 because we were splitting hairs with some of these. I don't think Nike did a very good job outside of Arizona, which is obviously number 1 on my list with this in Espo's big board because, again, clean, represents the state, new and bold color choice. I think it is very, very nice compared to the other things. So to review, Rams at 8, 49ers at 7, Jets at 6, Seahawks at 5, Bills at 4, Dolphins at 3, Patriots at 2, and Cardinals at 1 when it comes to the NFL rivalry uniforms. Nike on some of these try harder. I know me talking to a giant brand that's developed all sorts of logos and jerseys over the years, but try harder. These could be better. Cardinals were great, though. I love them. I'm all in on them. And I can't wait to see them on the field. I can't wait to get my hands on them. I read that they don't come out until September 10th, I believe it is. I'm sorry. How do you not have these available for sale right now? People be running to Rally House to just hand money over, right? I was prepared to run over there, buy one today to have it on our Cardinals show. I want the helmet to put in our new studio. Like, let's just go get them now. Why not have them prepared for release? Because another 2 weeks, the hype's dying down, right? The hype is completely dying down at that. Boom Shakalaka says, blah, total gimmick. I mean, let's be honest. All uniforms are a total gimmick. It's just to try to get their hands in your pocket and take a little cash from you. But as a fan,
have some fun.
Yeah, I mean,
have some fun, man.
As a fan, why not? Like, why not just embrace a jersey, have a little something different, right? I mean, gimmick. One man's gimmick is another person's excitement, right? Like, I'm okay with this, with trying to expand. Now, you can go too far. Like, you can go way too far, and when there's like 7 different variations and stuff, 8 different variations, and it gets convoluted. Sure, I agree at that point. But the NFL giving us a little something different, allowing the 2 helmets finally. Like, that took forever to allow the 2 different shells for helmets, which now allows them to do these kind of things. I appreciate it. Try a little something different. Maybe try a little harder with some of these teams. But I'm all for that. B says, I hope you say the same about the Sunburst jerseys, Boom. Like, I think there will be people that call that a gimmick as well. And I think the NBA is on the verge of having too many. But with this, I embrace them. I really hope that they stay around more than 1 year. I would not mind if they looked at this and went, maybe we should make this part of our full-time set. That is another edition of Southwest Bias in the books. Again, come out to Wild Horse Pass, Gila River Resorts and Casinos tonight for the Cardinals residency, the show at 4:30. Their Q&A after that, and then our fantasy football draft at 7 o'clock. We'd love to see you out there. He is the mustache behind the Mac, Shane Diefenbach. You can follow him at Shane Dief on the socials. You can follow the show at PHNX_sports, and I recommend you do because our jersey tearing up that we did the other day is going to drop there, and there will be arguments about it. I guarantee it. We want your voice to be heard. You can follow me at Espo, and remember, just because you don't like a jersey or think it's a gimmick doesn't mean the guy next to you feels the same way. Ahoy, hoy!
We all silly like the mayor.